This is part two of my ETG Enter the Gungeon run. And last time we used the Marine, which, like I said, has this item that calls for additional ammo as well as having a more accurate, shots, faster reload, and then he has an extra armor that acts like a blank. So today we're gonna try the Hunter, okay? So the nice thing about the Hunter is that if you look at her inventory in the Ammonomicon, so she's the only character that has an extra gun beforehand that is not an infinite. So usually these default guns, the infinite gun, in her case it's the rusty sidearm. So typically these guys do not run out of ammos, but they can't open walls during the times when the walls have secrets. Okay, but the nice thing about her is she has this crossbow, one of the earliest examples of trigger fired projectiles that can open walls. And of course, this does not have an infinite ammo. And then for her passive item, she has a dog named Junior the Second. Okay, a faithful companion finds items on room clear. So the nice thing is that after you clear the room, not every time, but there's a probability that Junior the Second can find an item. Okay, so it keeps the hunter company. He has a good nose for treasure, but all attempts to train him in combat have failed. So in other words, the dog Junior the Second will help you find the treasure, but it does not do combat. Okay, but what we're gonna do here is with the hunter is that we won't actually enter the gungeon. Okay, what I'm gonna show you is that, so for those who have seen the ETG one for the first time, we're actually gonna engage in the tutorial, right? And so we're gonna talk to Manny here, and he's supposed to give us a tour in this temple. So basically, this is the tutorial. I've done this in my Switch Enter the Gungeon, but the nice thing is that if you do the tutorial a second time, which is something is it's something that I haven't seen in other games, but if you do the tutorial a second time, you can actually unlock a secret, that enables you to fight a mini boss called Blackner. So it's something that I have done already in my Switch. So we're gonna do that here so that it will give you an idea what Enter the Gungeon is about, what the controls are. So basically, I've seen this tutorial before, Halls of Knowledge, Chamber 0. Okay, so you still can't do anything because we still need to talk to this guy. Wayward soul, approach me and press E to speak. Okay, for it is I, Sir Manuel. And here, this is one of the times that you can really appreciate the puns of Enter the Gungeon, because this chamber being a tutorial, Sir Manuel is actually a pun. If you haven't noticed, it's a pun for user manual. So before you start a game, you read a user manual. Here, Sir Manuel will teach you that, so which is cool. So he is Sir Manuel. Heed my words, and I shall show you how to survive this accursed labyrinth. Continue through the door to begin your tutelage. Okay. So again, I'm doing this not because I don't know the controls, but because there is a secret that we need to unlock. Okay, try flipping these tables or kicking the barrels. So there's the barrel. You can press E to kick that. When you shoot on it, it explodes. These tables, you can flip them. Provides you with a temporary shield. Okay, excellent interacting pupil. Proceed to the next room. Let's do that. This is the most important lesson. You can dodge roll. So as a fun fact, dodge roll is also the name of the developers, the group of people, or the name of their company, sort of, that made Enter the Gungeon. So dodge roll is really powerful here. So right click and a direction. You are invulnerable to gunfire during the first half of the dodge roll, but vulnerable again when you hit the ground. This means you can dodge through bullets and other hazards. It requires precise timing. When you give the word, I'll open the barrier. Use the dodge roll to reach the right side of the room without perishing. Wait until the last second, then press right click to begin the roll. Are you ready to begin the test? Ready. Okay, let's do this. So so when he opens it, right click, so you have an invincibility frame, or let's just call it iframes. Okay, so in the first half of the dodge roll, you have an iframe. So that's it. So if you do that carefully, it's a very helpful move set in Enter the Gungeon. An impasse. Use your dodge roll to jump over that pit. So not only can the dodge rolls dodge bullets, it also allows you to jump over these pits right here, right? So we do that. So there are like pits everywhere in the Gungeon. So the door is open, but you've got one last pit to cross. Time it well. So here, if you time it late, you fall. So we have to time it very well so that we don't fall down the pit. All right. So here is our manual. The dodge roll is the first and best way to avoid dying in a gunfight. Sometimes though, the number of bullets can be overwhelming. So like, can you see that? That's crazy. You can't like, if you dodge roll there's no space for the landing because as he said, the second half of the dodge roll is not anymore invincible, okay? This is where the blank comes in. For instance, there's no dodging through that, but there's a way to clear the path. So these are called blanks. So these blue ones right here. Using one will delete all enemy projectiles in a room and stop enemies from shooting for a short period. They will also push nearby enemies away. Great if you need a second to reposition. Pick them up by walking over them. So let's pick it up. Use them by pressing the Q button. So the thing that, so use a blank to clear the way of bullets and then quickly make it through the gap. So as I was saying, the thing that I'm not so fond of the computer version of Enter the Gungeon is that the walking forward, which is W, and then the letter Q key, they are beside each other. So sometimes if you're really not careful, sometimes I go forward, but then I hit the Q button accidentally, and then it wastes my blank. But here, let's use one blank. So you have a little time for the bullets to clear, and then you can continue. But blanks are not infinite. They are consumables, and so you have to use it for those scenarios that you really need them. Okay, excellent. Blanks refill every floor, so use them when you need to. They can also be found throughout the Gungeon, but I wouldn't rely on that. Onward. Okay, so let's go here on the right. Okay, so let's talk to Sir Manuel. You've got the basics, Prof. I suppose you've earned a reward. A gun befitting your stature and experience. So here's a chest, we're gonna open it, and our first gun in the tutorial is called the pea shooter, baby's first gun. Use the mouse to aim and left click to fire. Reload with the R button. But first, you need something to shoot. One of the Gungeon's natural inhabitants, cruel, savage, and bloodthirsty. So these guys, these are known as the Bulletkins. Now, kill him! Okay, so we're gonna shoot the Bulletkin with a pea shooter. And of course, if you do not know, pea shooter is like a homage to the great video game. Even casual gamers know the game called Plants vs. Zombies. And one of the first plants that one gets there is known as the pea shooter. So let's go back to Sir Manuel. Cold-blooded, truly you are ruthless. The next rooms will be real gunfights. Kill all the enemies in each room and the doors will open. I'll meet you a few rooms ahead. Now go. Okay, so let's open our Ammonomicon. So I really love this. In The Binding of Isaac, it's also a roguelike procedural generated dungeon twin stick shooter. But there, it does not have a built-in encyclopedia. So you don't actually have an idea what some of the items, what some of the the upgrades there do. But the nice thing that I like about Enter the Gungeon is it has this thing called the Ammonomicon, and it acts like an encyclopedia. So here we obtained our first gun, the pea shooter. Baby's first gun, semi-automatic, traditionally given to Gungeoneers when they first arrive at the Gungeon. It is incredibly weak. So I don't know if you can pick this up in actual dungeons, but yeah, in the tutorial, that's your default weapon. So let's go back to the run. Again, we proceed to the right. If you look at the upper right corner here, you can see the map. So we're heading basically to the places with a question mark. It means rooms that we have not explored yet. So let's go here and flip the table for a shield and then begin shooting these guys known as the Bulletkins. Okay? And again, if you open the Ammonomicon and if you go to the enemies tab right here, okay, you see these guys. These are the Bulletkins, standard issue. Bulletkin are the most common gun dead. These sentient shells were brought to life hundreds of years ago when the great bullet struck and formed the Gungeon. They are simple creatures but vigilant and loyal. Okay, so they're really very easy to kill, but sometimes when there are a lot of them, a bullet kill can hit you. Okay, so let's go to the next room. So there's a barrel light here. Let's kick it to Bulletkin, and he shot it and he killed himself. Right? So that's good. So let's kill this guy. So like the description of the pea shooter, it's really weak. This guy is called the Shotgun King. Okay, and you can open the Ammonomicon and check his entry here. So no, not that. Here's one. The Red Shotgun Kid. Red, dead. Shells of Redkin are the beefiest and most durable of the shotgun dead. In Bullet Society, shotgun kin often serve as enforcers to their smaller brethren. Okay, so that's your red shotgun kin. Now let's talk again to Sir Manuel. You made it! You know how to dodge roll, shoot, and use blanks, but there's more to learn. You need to know how to use items that don't exist in gun form. This medkit, for example, it will replenish your health. Pick it up and approach it and hitting the E button. Okay, so E button is interact. Let's get it. You've got plenty of health right now, so don't use it yet. But when you think you need it, jam the space button to use it. Okay, head on through. So basically what we picked up is known as an active item. So if you open the Ammonomicon, it's this one, Medkit, heals, and it's active. Medkits provide substantial healing when used, contains a small piece of fairy, seeking a place that would provide a near constant flow of the desperate and injured. Medicines or medicine sans dépend recognize the Gungeon as the perfect place to found their practice. Okay, so basically what it does is it heals you. Okay, and like I said in the previous run, your life is basically these 3 red hearts right here. Each red heart corresponds to 1 hit. So if you're hit 6 times, you're dead. Okay, so let's go on top. Let's continue. And here's user manual. You see that thing on the other side? That's a teleporter. When you find one, you can always return there as long as you aren't in combat. To use it, first open the map by holding tab, then click the this symbol, the green one, you wish to warp to. Got it? Or should I explain it again? Got it. Good. Now use the teleporter to cross the gap. So of course, obviously you can't dodge roll going there. That's too huge of a gap. So what you do is you hold tab to open the map and then you click this teleporter. So this is one of the nice things that I like in Enter the Gungeon versus the Binding of Isaac. For example, in the Binding of Isaac, because the rooms are really small, you know, one room just fills the entire screen, you don't really need teleporters to like go to one room and another. But Enter the Gungeon, since the rooms are huge, the teleporters are really very useful, especially when you need to backtrack. So we have that first use of that here. So we teleport and then we go there. Okay? Remember, you can warp to any teleporter on the map, not just once in the same room. But they won't work if you are in combat. So of course, if you are in combat, in Enter the Gungeon, you cannot escape a room unless all the enemies are gone. Okay? So you can't teleport either. If you press E while standing on that portal, you can use it to teleport back to where you were. I'll be waiting a few rooms north of here. You should explore. Try to find a better gun before you challenge the boss. Okay? So again, if you press E here, you teleport right back to where you came from before using that teleporter. So as you can see, there's a red mark X there, so we can't go there yet. It means that we need to go through it on the other side. There's a switch that will open that door. But the secret I was telling you about is this side. So as you can see, if you look carefully in the map, it is not indicated that there's a path there, but as you can see, that's obviously a block that we can open. So that's the secret that we're gonna do later. So first, let's kill these bulletins. So the grenade just exploded over there. That's one of those enemies that goes near you and then explodes. So you have to kill it like fast as possible. So let's open the Ammonomicon and check the entry of that guy, that grenade guy. It's this one. It's Pinhead. Explosive personality. Pinheads leap for the moment before their own brilliant combustion. Beware their leap. Unwavering in their purpose, pinheads eagerly sacrifice themselves to protect the Gungeon and its treasures. Right? So that's the pinhead. So let's first go here on the right. Okay. And so you have bullet king and a red shotgun king. So of course they're not dumb enough to like fall towards the pit. So what I really like about the Switch version of the Enter the Gungeon is there's actually like a reflection on the water, which is really cool. Just in the Switch, it doesn't have that even at the highest graphic setting. Okay, so some letters from Sir Manual. If you have two or more guns, hold control to slow time and pick the one you want. Of course, you can, if your mouse has the scroll wheel, then you can use that as well. Use control to switch guns, Manny. So let's open this chest, and presumably it contains a gun, AK-47. Accept no substitute. So let's read that in the Ammonomicon. The AK-47 is in many ways the gun against which all other guns are judged. This affordable and reliable piece of hardware has proven itself in nearly any terrain or situation. Desert, jungle, snow, and dungeon were all accounted for in its timeless design. It can even fire underwater, so I don't know about that. I'm not like an expert about guns, but yeah, so we now have an AK-47. So we can use this for the boss, but for now, let's use the pea shooter. Let's go here to the left. Note that when you go north, the boss is there. Okay, so you have a bulletkin. Let me flip the table right here, and then a shotgun kin, a red shotgun kin. So let's kill bulletkin. So here's the secret. So I get a blank. If you can see, the wall has a crack here. So when you shoot the wall with a non-default gun, if it has a secret, it will crack, right? But you know, the placement of them is entirely random. So sometimes they're found in like chest rooms, sometimes in elevators, but they could be found in any room. So if you see that crack, what you do is you activate a blank, boom, and now it opens. So this is the secret I'm talking about with the tutorial. Okay, so here it gives you two items, right? And these two items basically unlock Black Mirror. So once you get these two items, every time you go to Chamber 3, there's a chance that you fight a mini-boss named Black Mirror. So let's get that. It gives you additional armor. Old Knight's Shield, heavy with experience. Old Knight's Helm, protects knowledge. So let's look at their... so these are passive items. Old Knight's Shield, Old Knight's Helm. So again, passive items. These are items that always work. You don't need to activate them. Old Knight's Shield, it's the shield of Sir Manual, emblazoned with his house sigil, the Cup of Knowledge. There is a diagram on the back illustrating how to strap on a shield and examples of when to raise it, remarkably free of wear. And then his Old Knight's Helm, a sturdy, if modest helmet, once worn by a knight with an unusually large head. Okay, so Old Knight's Helm, it's very cool. So now we go to, so now we can open this door. So as you can see, that was the door that I was talking about towards the left, right? It doesn't show anything there, but of course, that's because it's a secret room. So now let me whip out my AK-47, and so this is an indicator of a boss room, the skull right there. But it should be straightforward because we have like 4 shields and we have a single blank. So speak with me when you're ready for your final challenge. Are you ready to put all you have learned to the test? So this is basically, if you're starting Enter the Gungeon, this is like basically the first boss. And who is it? Then face me in a single combat. It's Sir Manual himself. Okay, so let's do this. So at first, he has a shield. So I wasn't able to show that, but I've played this before. So yeah, that was a bad dodge roll on my part, like a dodge roll straight into this bullet. But hopefully, since I have those extra armors, you know, it does not, my health did not diminish at all. Ceasefire! Wait, that shield. So this one, in the typical tutorial, this is not the line of dialogue that you will have. So after here, it will be like, you're ready and so on. But here, since we were able to open the secret room, you have this dialogue. Wait, that shield! You found my shield! Which means you know my terrible secret. It's true. I never conquered the Gungeon. I'm no longer sure this even is the Gungeon. How humiliating. It's all that bastard's fault. So you can like stop right there, but if you want to open the side quest, you have to be curious, right? Whose fault? That snake Blackmer. We were supposed to be partners, but shortly after we arrived, I was shot in the back. When I awoke, I was trapped in some kind of chest. I called out for help, but no one came. I'm sure it was him who shot me. I think he wanted the gun for himself, but he must not have made it. So, neat story, I'm leaving. So, of course, we're curious, right? How do you know he didn't make it? Because if Blackner had changed the past, he would never have come to the Gungeon, and neither would I. But I'm still here, so he must have left. Or maybe he's stuck in the Gungeon too. It would serve the bastard right. If you find him, tell him Manny says hi, if you know what I mean. So you can like got it, but you want me to kill him? So got it. Want me to kill him? So let's choose that. You want me to kill him? Hey now. Nobody said anything about killing. But yes, please do. And anyway, I have nothing left to teach you. Good luck with the Gungeon and your past. Okay, so that's it. So now, in every time we reach chamber 3, the mines, we can face the the former partner of Sir Manuel, which is Blackner. Okay, and after defeating Blackner, it unlocks some more goodies. Okay, so that's it in this Enter the Gungeon run, and I'll see you in the next episode of ETG single run. So I hope you enjoyed.